How's it going, everybody? This is Sarah here, and I wanted to discuss with you guys the Kiln Tower. And I've had a lot of people ask me as far as, is he worth pivoting and delaying some of your Odin progress in Dark Dimension 8? Or maybe you just completed Dark Dimension 7 for the first time, and people wanted to start using some purple ISO to try to make the second run easier. Maybe you want to try to pivot away and go into the Spotlight raids. Going into the Spotlight raids and actually delaying your Odin progress for this character, I think is actually very important for you guys. So if we end up taking a look at this, the characters that we're looking at are going to be the Immortal X-Men, the Mighty Avengers, or the Uncanny Avengers. Now, the Uncanny Avengers, you're going to be using in the Spotlight raid anyways, and that's going to be using your purple 3 ISO there. The only additional things that you're going to be looking at is going to be this A-Force portion, which you're going to end up using Kahori for sure. Ms. Marvel Classic is an amazing character, so I'm going to be using her. It's going to be that third character, plus you're going to be using your Uncanny Avengers anyways, so you're helping out your alliance and you're getting yourself a very powerful character. Now, I know that he is a Cosmic Crucible character along with Phoenix. However, he's actually more than that. I actually did a kit breakdown that we're going to be looking at in this video and seeing how viable he's going to be in other game modes such as Alliance War, maybe Dark Dimension, Battle World. You're going to be using him in a lot of game modes, and with those new stats and what he actually brings to your team as a duo is going to be very impactful for you guys. Now, I did end up doing some napkin math on here as far as what we can expect for Phoenix with the rework that ended up coming to the game. Now, they did take her bonuses and her passive and baked it into her stats now. So this is going to be a Diamond 3 character that we're going to be looking at. So that way you can really take a look to see where everything's going to kind of rank up for her. So for Phoenix on here, she's going to have around 8 million health. It's going to put her around the level of Ms. Marvel Classic. The damage is going to be about 544k to 561k. From when she goes Phoenix to Dark Phoenix, which is about where Null is at. So it's about number 2 on the damage charts. She doesn't really have piercing damage though, so that is going to be flat damage usually baked into her kit. For the armor, we're looking at rank 49 and rank 33. So Spider Slayer, then when she goes Dark Phoenix, she's going to go into the Black Knight level for the armor. So that extra armor is going to kind of protect her a little bit. Not much from when she goes into that because of losing around 2 million health. The focus is going to be non-existent. She has a very high focus in all of her abilities. You're not really going to be worried about that. Resistance is going to be about 75k. That's going to be around where Teen Loki's located at on there. So again, this is going to be some napkin math. I removed the passives when I put Phoenix's stats in here so we can kind of see how this would end up shaping up. Now, something I did end up doing as well is I put a slideshow together for you guys. This is going to be Omega Red Phoenix Forces kit. I'm not going to go over the entire kit. We already did that in a previous video. I just wanted to highlight a few things and break apart what portion of his kit is in Cosmic Crucible and what portion you're going to be able to use in every single game mode without fear. So for his basic, he's going to be doing a primary and adjacent damage hit. This is going to be piercing damage. He's going to be applying 2 bleed. The important thing though is prolong the duration of all negative effects except for the ability block, stun, and trauma. He's going to be putting the assist now on a random Phoenix or Dark Phoenix ally. So I do plan to use Phoenix as a skirmisher. That way I can do that triple hit where I'm going to be doing Omega Red Phoenix Force, Phoenix, and then another hit on this. So getting that 2 times of the prolonging the duration of this negative effects out there, it's going to be very impactful. The only thing that was on here for Cosmic Crucible was how it's going to be ignoring the defense up. Now, this ability does have an awakened ability tied to it, to where in Cosmic Crucible, it's going to be doing the max health reduction on that damage as well. So that's going to be very impactful when we do that triple tap, to where we're going to get 2 hits of reducing the max health of a character, kind of like what Null does. For the special, this is going to be a turn 1 ability. So he's going to be doing offense up for 2 turns to self and Phoenix or Dark Phoenix. The big thing though is reduce the duration of all positive effects on the primary target by 2. This is also going to be working on Safeguard. So we already have Thanos Endgame that's able to do this, and it's very game changing to where he's going to be able to remove Safeguard, positive effects, and everything. Having another character that can do that, it's going to be fantastic. Now, this is going to be doing a chain attack as well, to where it's going to be putting bleeds out there. Also, on that primary hit, it's going to be doing trauma for 2 turns, 2 bleeds for 2 turns, and ability block for 1 turn. As a striker, he's going to be prolonging those bleeds as well. Now, the second portion of this kit, for the special, clear all negative effects and vulnerable on self and all Phoenix or Dark Phoenix allies. And then he's going to be filling the speed bar by 50% to Phoenix and Dark Phoenix or Dark Phoenix. So having it to where your Omega Red Phoenix Force is going to be going, and then speeding up that Phoenix to where you can start doing the special and ultimate to give that added protection to your team. It's going to be very, very impactful for you guys. And this is everywhere, so you're going to be able to use this in Alliance War as well. For the ultimate, this is going to be the turn 2 ability. So he's going to be flipping all positive effects into negative effects. He's going to be putting defense down, slow, and 2 bleeds out there. And then he's going to be doing the damage after that. So basically, he's going to be hitting everybody into that defense down with the 400% damage. Because you're going to be following this up after that special to where you're going to be removing, say, a Safeguard taunt, like, say, Gladiator. And then you follow that up with this. It's pretty nasty. Now, for Cosmic Crucible, this is going to be stealing 10% of this character's max health from each enemy, redistribute to himself, and this bypasses heal block, and it's unavoidable. The unavoidable is everywhere, I believe. Now, the passive portion on here, this is going to be like a 3-part of the kit because of how big it was. The first part I wanted to discuss is on enemy turn, he's going to be stealing 2% of this character's max health from all enemies, redistribute to himself. This is going to be bypassing heal block. So during the null boss fights in Battle World, for instance, when all those mobs come in, him keep doing that 2% extra damage every single turn. That's a lot of sustain that he's able to put out there. In Dark Dimension, as a global node, being able to just keep doing 2% damage anytime the opponent goes, you're going to be killing those mobs very quickly. So it's going to be very good in Dark Dimension right there. Now, on an ally Phoenix or Dark Phoenix, when they end up dying, he's going to be transferring all negative effects except for stun and trauma from this character to the most injured enemy, and then hitting that enemy for 300% piercing damage. Now, in Cosmic Crucible, he's also going to be reducing the duration of all positive effects on that enemy by 2. So it's going to be another decayed effect of those positive effects out there. The next portion is going to be an on-spawn ability, where he's going to be putting Safeguard on himself and Phoenix. In Crucible, after all other characters' on-spawn effects, he's going to be applying taunt for 2 turns to a random protector ally that does not have taunt. If this character does not have a protector ally that gained taunt from this passive, he's going to be filling his own speed bar by 20%, putting him at about 144 speed right off the bat, which is a very fast character. Now, in Cosmic Crucible, on an enemy turn, he is going to be gaining that 5% speed. So Emma Frost X-Men, right, really is the only character that's going to be able to counter this character as far as the speed goes. But this is going to get him up to an extra 50% speed. That's going to be about 180 speed, which does not stack with speed up. I believe this is saying that you're going to be using the regular speed as opposed to the speed up. So if the speed up gets you that 50%, you're not going to be doubling that up. It's going to be the cap of the 50%. Now, also in Crucible, he's going to be lowering the armor of enemies with bleed, so you can pair him with Old Man Logan, for instance. If this character has a Phoenix or Dark Phoenix ally, this character and all allies cannot gain trauma, and enemies cannot gain Safeguard. Very powerful ability in Cosmic Crucible. Again, in any future legendary events, if they end up having a Cosmic Crucible Scourge or Pact being put on, you're going to be using this character. For his passive ability, if this character has any mythic enemies cannot have their max health increase through passive abilities. That's going to be characters such as Apocalypse, for instance, on the Odonati team, where it's Odin with the Illuminati, if there's Black Bolts there, that's going to not allow the max health to basically happen to those type of hits. Now, I do want to end up jumping in game. The main reason for this is I wanted to really go over what characters we can look at when we look at this upcoming future tower. So if we end up taking a look at the A-Force traits, that's going to be nodes 11, 14, and 17 is what we're looking at. So obviously, if you have Kahori, you're going to end up using Kahori. It's probably going to be scaled around her in Ms. Marvel Classic. Medusa, she does have the passive portion on here to where enemies cannot spawn with evade or death proof. I don't know what enemies are going to be spawning in on these nodes. Are there going to be enemies where there will be evade and death proof? It's definitely possible. I do think using Nico could be a very interesting option because she's going to be getting that drain out there. War offense, I don't think we're going to end up having those war offense abilities to where that's going to be something that we can really look at using. Another character could maybe be Jessica Jones, having it to where she's going to be able to clear negative effects, give ability energy. Her ultimate being able to clear positive effects. I think she could be an interesting third option for us. But again, we have 10 characters here, so we are able to do multiple burn attacks into these nodes. I do think Wasp is going to be a very good character. The special is on a fairly short cooldown, and this really just deletes any character that she hits. The ultimate's also on a shortish cooldown, so you can get the cooldowns timed perfectly. Being able to start a node with the ultimate, that could basically clear a node off for you guys. So those are some of the main characters I'm looking at. Is going to be Kahori, Ms. Marvel Classic, Jessica Jones, maybe Nico because of the ultimate, being able to do these flips on here right off the bat. Photon, being able to maybe get blinds out there. I don't know if I'm going to be using Medusa. She's kind of mainly there for a beat stick, but I have Wasp to kind of do that for me. I just needed to see if there's going to be evades or death proofs on some of these nodes that we're going to be looking at. The X-Men trait is very, very big as far as what we can end up using on here. I think we could be fine using, say, Nightcrawler, Gambit, Old Man Logan on the green 3, like the first portion to get the 2-star unlock. They might be able to work, I think, on the level 95 portion, so we have to have the blue 3. Nightcrawler being able to use this special, get stun out there, being able to do the speed bar fill, get Old Man Logan going for you. Old Man Logan, he's that one-man wrecking machine where he does the special, the ultimate. Nightcrawler also will be able to boost the health up for some of those characters. If you don't have Jean Grey, I think it is going to be doable to really get to the next level to where you can get that 3-star unlock. We have so many X-Men characters that we could end up playing with on here. Like I said, the Nightcrawler, Old Man Logan's going to be like the main 2-piece. Maybe throw Forge in there. He could be a good option. Use your Extreme X-Men. Do your burn attacks. If you need to try to get rid of some of the enemy cooldowns, don't be afraid to go in, burn those cooldowns, then go in to get your hit. I think that's going to be kind of key to get that 3-star unlock if you might not have your Jean Grey built up. For the Avengers, there are a lot of Avengers that we could end up using as well. So outside of the Uncanny Avengers, we do have Hank Pym that's going to be on the list now. We have Beast. Beast might be able to work for us where we can do the clear 2 negative effects from all allies. Being able to boost up some of these X-Men characters on the X-Men nodes. We do have Iron Man Infinity War. Captain Sam, I don't know if that rework's going to be live at the time of that to where maybe we can use that Captain Sam. We have Iron Man who can work well with Hank Pym, getting the ability energies out there. Falcon got that rework. So I think there's a lot of interesting characters of what we can use on some of those nodes. I do want to go back to the tower sheet. So nodes 1 to 10 is going to be no requirement. I think everybody that's been playing at least a month should be able to get the 2-star unlock. It's going to be this right here. We need to see what the nodes are going to be, but having that blue 3 requirement, level 95, I think this is going to be really doable because how many characters we have to actually play with. So I definitely think if you're going for the 4-star unlock, it is worth pivoting, delaying your Odin progress to be able to get that Omega Red Phoenix Force character, because you're going to need a purple ISO of those Uncanny Avengers anyways. So just delaying it by a few characters on your Odin progress, I definitely would end up doing that myself if I was in your guys' position. If you guys have any questions or if you want to discuss this further, feel free to join my Discord. Talk in the comments section below. I'm always active with you guys. But I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of the day.